Hello and welcome to Real Day Trading. I hope everyone had a nice weekend. So let's just jump right in. The 5K account is at $1,420. Moving up, we made around, around $600 today, I believe, $583. So that is close to, well, it's more than a 50% increase, I guess. That's pretty good for the account. Um, let's take a look at what we did. We started off the morning and we closed Facebook and GDX, both of which were profitable for us. And GDX wound up $1, so we could have made more there. Facebook wound up down $12. We probably could have made more there as well. I took that money and put it into 9 calls for RIG. Why did I do that? Because I was still reeling from the second booster shot that I got yesterday. Makes 4 shots total now. Probably one of the most vaccinated people in the country at the moment. And I wasn't quite awake at the time. The moment I got enough coffee and Norco in me, I looked at it and said to myself, why the hell do I have 9 calls on RIG, which took up all of the buying power? So I immediately rectified that mistake, closed it, took the loss. It was a loss of $162, so we should be at around $1,600 if it wasn't for that idiocy. And then decided to move ahead, put that behind me, got an AXP put debit spread. It's a $5 spread. I got 4 of them, and I got it for $1.75. That is $325 potential profit per contract. So that is $1,400 potential profit here. And then I balanced it out with 1 call debit spread on cost, which at the time was the strongest stock out there. And I got that for $4 debit, which gave a potential of $600 profit. I only have 1 day trade left, so couldn't really close cost. As you could see, normally I would just shut down this short call for $1. It's not worth it to keep that. I'm taking the profit on that and then let cost hopefully go up. But tomorrow we will most likely be taking profit on AXP, closing down cost, hopefully finishing somewhere around 1,500, and then moving on to whatever sector is strong or weak and getting us over 2,000. Once we get over 2,000, we can start making bigger plays. All right. So despite my hazy, vaccine, muddled side effect brain, we still managed to pull a nice profit in the 2K account today as we slowly and surely continue to move up from the low of $135. And we will continue to move up from that low as we build this account back to 5K and then off to 10. All right, let's take a look next at the market itself. And for this, we're going to draw some lines, right? Because it makes everybody feel smart when there's lines. So let's draw some lines. Let's first do a downward sloping trend line here. Well, that's just the wrong damn line there. Hold on. See if I can get this right there. Okay. Let's do a downward sloping trend line. Let's connect there. And it's going to come right in, as you notice, to there, right? Well, that meets up perfectly with the 200-day moving average. I mean, perfectly. So that there is obviously your main area of resistance. We have another line we can draw. Remember, lines are fun. And that line we can draw right here from the low of way back in March of 2020, connect it there, and bring it all the way to there. And you can see there's some support right around there, right around 414 in that algo line. We can draw even more lines. Here we have an area of support that SPY clearly broke through today and did not care about. Right there. And we can also see here, we used to have this one over here. By the way, you can tell, you can just draw and connect almost any line to support an argument, right? That's one of the flaws on technical trading. Here, we got another one crosses up here, and we opened below that line. But if you look down, you can see actually this one was providing a certain amount of support until today, and down it went. Are we at a bear market? Well, I'm not talking by definition. I'm talking by, are we in a bear market, right? No, we're not. This is, you ever notice, like, if you're depressed, I'm sure some of you are, there's a difference between situational depression and pure chemical depression, right? Now, situational depression is you lost your job, you're getting divorced, there was a tragedy, a death. It's totally normal, right? You're depressed, and who wouldn't be given whatever shit situation you're dealing with? And the more shit situations that pile on to that, the more depressed you get. Now, over time, if you continue in that state and things don't improve, the situation doesn't improve, for example, that can turn into a long-term depression, meaning even when those situations are alleviated or time has passed and things have gotten better, you still haven't gotten out of that funk, right? Then there's the more systemic depression, which doesn't really need a trigger. You can just be depressed, and there's nothing you can do about it. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't know why, right? You just have a gloomy outlook on everything. So we can look at this market, and we can say this market is situationally depressed. There are plenty of reasons why an investor right now would say, yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to keep my money in this market. And plenty of reasons why they wouldn't look at these dips right now and think, yeah, this is a good place to buy. It's not going any lower. Why? Because there's still a bunch of shit that can happen, right? We can ban oil imports, for example. Well, that's going to, price of oil per barrel is going to go way over 200, most likely, if that happens. There's going to be a serious impact in the market. The war in Ukraine could expand. War, an invasion in Ukraine can expand. And that certainly could impact the market. The impact on energy prices and then the response by the Fed could trigger a potential recession. So there are lots of reasons why one wouldn't just buy the dip, right? And when I say one, I mean institutions who's managing hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. Where do they put that money? If you're the manager of that money, do you go, oh wow, you know what? Nvidia right now is looking pretty cheap. Why don't we dump it all there? No, you wouldn't do that. Well, if you did, you wouldn't last very long. You would put it someplace safe, right? You might put it into gold, for example, right now. Put it into bonds. But you most likely would be very careful about equities. And until those situations get resolved, one way or another, investors are going to feel that way. Now, if worst case scenario happens and the war expands and we ban oil and the Fed it becomes more hawkish and all of that happens and the market drops and it drops down to 390, 380. And now we have a clear floor. Well, one, yes, now we've entered into a bear market. But two, those don't last very long. And the reason is that once you get that initial drop, right, that huge, oh my God, we're never going to see a green bar again drop, investors then wait to see, okay, all the bad news has been absorbed, or most of it's been absorbed, and we hit 389 and we're staying there. At a certain point, investors start to feel, okay, this is the level that the market is going to balance out at with all of this bad news. This is support. This is where I can start buying again. That takes time, right? There's a bit of a shell shock. So, there'll be jumps up and then down. You'll go from 389, oh, we're back at 400 and then back down again. But, usually bear markets there like that do not last longer than 60 to 90 days. And then when we find that support, that is when you start seeing the market just start to scream higher, right? That's when you want to get in. That's when you can really make a lot of money by being patient, finding the right stocks that have been absolutely trounced during this time, but are able to recover. And you'll notice that because during those bounces, you'll see those stocks trying to recover, right? People test the waters. But here is one of the problems for investors right now. Not investors, sorry, retail traders. One, most retail traders only know how to go long. That's it. Think about it. If today, most of the time you spent looking for strong stocks to go long, you're one of those traders. Now, sure, there were certain stocks today that performed well and were good longs, right? But your focus today should have been on shorts. I mean, look at this candle. We finished at the low of the day here. That is very bearish. You could have thrown a dart, hit a stock, took out a put in the morning and made money. So if you are spending your time trying to figure out where you should go long, you have that bias you need to consider because you will not survive a bear market. And a bear market is very different than a bearish day or a string of bearish days, right? You were used to day after day of sunshine, and now it's raining every day. Well, it takes a while to adjust to that. And it will take a while when we start bouncing up to trust it, because you'll have that PTSD on SPY dropping. It'll take a while before you believe it, and hopefully you catch on fast enough because that train's going to leave the station. Anyway, I just go through a couple here. Let's see here. Today, well, we shorted AXP, right, in the 5K account. And we can take a quick look here at AXP. And you could see, I like how it dropped and opened below its 200 moving average. Over the past 3 days, it dropped open below its 50, and then today, and then went below its 100, and then today did not recover, dropped below the 200, and finished near the low of the day. We have those 4 contracts of 165, 160. We're already now outside of the 160 range, so that put debit spread should be if we wait till Friday, we'll have maximum value. We're going to probably take 60, 70% of that value, but this is a very weak stock. We also went long on Costco, and it did a little bit of a head fake here. As you can see today, jumped, all the way up here, and then just dropped and stabilized here. So tomorrow we could buy back the short side of this and see if it continues up. It's a strong stock. It bouncing off the 50-day moving average here. So possible. We'll have to see how it goes. This is certainly a stock that can move. So I'll be looking tomorrow to see, a $10, $15 gain in this if we're going to keep it. I shorted Team. I shorted Win. I shorted Nike. All those doing great. Oh, that's there. Oxy. I took Oxy, I took NEM, and I took Rig. Took Rig back. I took Oxy because, one, it may be a bit overextended, this stock. Let me look at this here. Except the EMA 8 is actually curving right up with it. So, but it's still, it's getting a little bit extended here, and usually when that happens, it comes back down and touches this. But if we ban those oil imports, Oxy's going to shoot to like 70. So I don't normally do risk reward. But when I do it on Occidental. I felt this was well worth it. I also got USO, which is a much safer bet here. This here is the oil fund, right? You could see just jumping up. On top of that, NEM is a great stock. I can't say enough good things about NEM, honestly. I mean, look at this. This is great. That's a really nice daily chart there. Great volume. NEM is doing well. Got that. And got to break this apart. I have this in 5K and it's not. And then finally, Rig, which, we all remember how that happened in the 5K account. Should have not grabbed a $5 stock like that and put basically all of the 5K account into it, the $1,200. But after I came to my senses, I still like the stock because here it's just, jumping around. And then today, and yes, on a Friday, we get increasing volume, a nice jump up here, and then today, even higher volume, more. It's in the right sector, and it's not like this stock has always been here. The stock has been up in the 20s, in the $15 area. So this is a stock that can jump, and I grabbed some $5 spec calls on it. If this thing goes to 10, 6, 7, 10, whatever, somewhere, do fine. So I'm playing the sector. Got a little bit of hedges, but overall I'm bearish on the market until it shows me otherwise. And that is something everyone needs to work on. You need to learn how to trade in a bearish market. Now, make no mistake, this is a very difficult market to trade. Very difficult. However, it is not as difficult as it was over here. Why? Because there's no direction here. There's nothing you can swing here with confidence. It's going up, but then it stabilizes, then it goes down, then it goes up, then it drops again, then it drops again. That is really, really difficult to trade. Now, we at least have a direction. What makes it hard is that direction is not the direction that most traders tend to know and feel comfortable with. So get comfortable with it, because this is not 2020 and 2021 anymore. I watched today as trader after trader in both the Reddit chat that I'm in and the one option group chat that I'm in, making profitable trades one after another. And I'm not talking about like one or two people. This is constant People just crushing this market. And these are people who, when I watched trade months ago, were nowhere near being able to do what they did today. But they dedicated themselves, they came in, they studied, they read the damn wiki, and they learned. And now they are killing it. Many of them are doing one share and one contract, and many of them have graduated from that and are now doing full size trades and making tons of money. It is amazing. Nowhere else can you see people succeed like that, do well, and learn as they do with this community. So I think it's just a testament to them and to the method that they're learning, that this works, that they're able to do it. Some of them are quitting their jobs. Some of them are using it as supplemental income and looking forward to quitting their jobs. But the point is, they're able to trade in this environment. And if you could trade in this environment, you're going to be able to trade when we find support and start jumping up. So if you're not at that point, well, you can watch more videos and you can read the damn wiki. And when I say read the damn wiki, I don't mean look at it and go through and read one part and then not the other part. You read the entire thing. I mean, honestly, there's so much proof out there that it works. That if you read it and you follow it, you will improve. There's no reason you shouldn't be reading it. Okay. Hope everyone has a good rest of the day. I am going to probably go pass out for a little bit, and then I will, well, I don't know what the hell I'll do. Maybe I'll write some more for the wiki. Okay. Good night, everyone.